question. Which of the following teams uses Freshservice to support your employees in your organization? Let's see. IT, HR, finance, maintenance, legal. Did your answer stop with IT? Then you should probably walk with me. Freshservice, in general, is perceived as an IT service desk. Well, the truth is, it can also be used by other internal teams to support employees. We at Freshworks use Freshservice to support employees. This is our Freshservice support portal. We call it Lighthouse. It kind of looks cool with all the customizations, right? Now let's just get in and see how our non-IT teams use Freshservice to support employees. Hey Radhika.
Hey Aishwarya.
A quick question.
Yeah, sure.
Is your team using Freshservice to support employees?
Yeah, we do.
Okay, what is the one major thing that Freshservice solves for you?
Okay, so we onboard new employees quite often, right? And this involves extensive collaboration with multiple departments within our company. So we use employee onboarding in Freshservice to serve this purpose. For example, we've set up a flow in such a way that when a new employee joins us, we initiate the employee onboarding process. So what this does is it will trigger a request to the employee, to their reporting managers, the IT department, the facilities team, to get their respective tasks done and to help easily onboard the new employee.
Hey Radhika.
Hey KP.
I was hearing that you're talking about facilities. What's happening here?
Hey KP, hi, that was me.
Hi.
Yes, so HR team uses Freshservice to support employers today. Does your team use Freshservice?
Yes, Freshservice has made things really simple for us.
How simple, KP?
Okay, our first success story is replacement of endless emails with Freshservice. So everything right from a small request like replacement of an ID card to a larger request like organizing of a corporate event, everything can be done through Freshservice. And we have also done a pretty cool thing like the whole approval process has been automated with Freshservice. Just give me a minute here. Hey Jizit.
Hey dude.
Thank you so much for the FAQ on tax submission. It was very, very helpful.
All good, buddy.
So, what FAQs is he talking about?
Hey, so he's talking about the FAQs around tax proof submission that we had published in the Freshservice knowledge base repository. With the peak tax season, it has helped us with a great amount of ticket deflection.
Okay, great. So, what else does Freshservice help you with?
Well, Freshservice helps us capture the audit trail. We'll know what changes were made to the system, who's working on what, if there were any data deletion, and all of it. Apart from that, employee data confidentiality is also ensured by restricting access to agents to certain information. We do this using custom rules.
Alright, thank you, Jijit.
Pleasure.
Hey, hi, Praveen.
Hey, what's up?
I was coming to talk to you
Okay, regarding?
about Freshservice and how marketing team uses Freshservice to support employees.
Okay, so in one simple line, right, Freshservice has helped us replace spreadsheets and completely automate the process. So let me just explain that in detail, right? So before Freshservice, we used to have, an Excel sheet where we maintain all these collaterals and other marketing materials that we send out to sales and pre-sales teams. But after Freshservice, I think all this process automated and pretty much everything is easy.
That's great, thank you.
Cool, see ya.
Hi Praveen,
Hey, what's up?
I need a quick update from you.
Okay.
Is the sales playbook ready as yet?
It'll be ready in 2 days and I'll update them in the Freshworks announcements.
Alright, sounds good. Thank you.
Okay, so when he is posting that in the announcements, how will you get to know that? Do you keep track of Freshservice every day?
To be honest, no. But I get an email notification every time an announcement has been made.
That's amazing. So as an employee, when all do you use Freshservice and what are the major requests that you raise?
Pretty much for anything and everything. Now that all the internal teams within Freshworks are a part of Lighthouse, I don't really need to be worried about which request is being routed to which team. I just need to log on to Lighthouse, log my request, and it's directly routed to them. Be it legal, finance, marketing, or even travel for that matter. I just need to log on to Lighthouse, and it's a one-stop solution for me.
Alright, thank you, Supraja. That's how we do it. What are you waiting for? Sign up for Freshservice and use it for all your internal teams.
Hello and good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. I hope you've had your lunch or at least having your lunch right now. My name is Eugene and I will be the host of this event. I am the Chief Technology Officer at Integricity. Before we go into the webinar, just a short introduction about who we are. We are Integricity Technology, and we're started in year 2000 and we're based in KL. We've got an office in Malaysia, Philippines, and New Zealand. We are a distributor of systems management and security solutions. What do we carry? If any of these topics, any of these words jump out to you, let us know. Message us, leave a chat in the chat box, and we'll try to get to you. Okay. Now, a little bit of housekeeping before we start the event. First of all, if you have a question, use the chat box. We'll try to address all your questions towards the end of the webinar. Number two, we will be having a quiz throughout this session and with Grab food vouchers. So keep your eyes and ears peeled, right? Because you don't want to be missing out on these Grab food vouchers. Now, and number three, if you're watching us from anywhere else other than Big Marker, we are streaming on LinkedIn, on Facebook, as well as YouTube. If you're watching us from anywhere else, we welcome you to join us through Big Marker. The link is tiny.cc/freshservice. That's the only way you'll be able to join us in the chat and to join the quiz. All right, so the topic of today is IT service management that incorporates AI and automation. And the product that we're going to talk about today is, as you can see earlier, Freshservice. And here to share with us a little more about this product is Bharath. He is a senior partner sales engineer with Freshworks. And I've spent some time with Bharath, and let me tell you, he is a subject matter expert on all the products in Freshworks. So we're very, very lucky to have Bharath with us here this afternoon. So without further ado, over to you, Bharath. Hi, Bharath. Sorry to interrupt you, but we can't hear your mic. Could you just have a check and... I'm sorry, Bharath, we still can't hear you. We apologize for the technical problems. We try this over and over again, and we've practiced this so many times, yet sometimes we still have issues.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you, Bharath.
Hey, awesome. Great. Thanks for letting me know, Eugene. Apologize for this
No
technical
problem.
glitch.
Take it away.
So it was from the beginning, I was not audible, is it?
Yes,
Oh,
unfortunately.
I'm really sorry for that. Good afternoon, everyone. Again, I hope all of you are doing good and staying safe. And thanks for the time to join the session today. All right. I'm Bharat. I work as a senior product consultant at Freshworks. I basically work in the service management space. I handle our in-house tool, which is Freshservice. My expertise is around solutioning the ITSM product, tailoring to the customer needs, so that it offers the best value proposition and delights the customer, right? Today, I'm here to present on how an intelligent and AI-driven ITSM solution can solve all your service management needs. So it is going to be for 25 minutes, and we can have the last 5 minutes for the Q&A session. Meanwhile, if you have any questions during the session, feel free to drop in the chat box so that I can take them up and answer all at the end. So what I'm going to talk today is more about the opportunities than anything else, be it in AI, in ESM, and ITSM solution. So just presenting the agenda we have for today. Yeah, here we go. So just very briefly, I'll be touching upon where we are in terms of what's new and what's not in the current situation. I'll be touching upon the basic features of service management, ITSM, and AI. I'll also be touching upon this particular phase, what we all are in, whereas the transformation of ITSM to AISM, right? So how AI is transforming the ITSM capabilities for each persona, and how ESM is one area which is booming in the current scenario, right? I'll talk about their benefits, features, opportunities. And lastly, I'll also be taking you through a few common use cases of whatever we have discussed in the first 3 points through our in-house product, which is Freshservice. And we also have an interesting quiz section at regular intervals. So the fastest fingers out there, you have a lot of goodies up your way. All right. What is the new normal? There's much debate around how the working world has changed, right, in the last few months or years, with various opinions on what this means for the future as well. Of course, we have been actually discussing this for some time, particularly in the light of developments like AI, robotics, using agile methodologies, right? The fact that we all know and which we would definitely agree is that the things will never be the same again. We won't go back to the way we were working before. We are constantly evolving in how we work, how we use technology, and this particular global crisis has certainly accelerated a lot of changes very quickly. And at the same time, it is it has opened up the debate for this particular value of change, right? And when we talk about, let's say, digital transformation in 10 years, I think we have done them all in the last 1 year, be it remote working, working from home, meetings over the bridge. This has completely changed the way we think about work, right? And this is where AI and automations coupled with a powerful service desk product, right? This is going to open up a lot of great opportunities to remove repetitive, error prone, mundane tasks from humans, to free up humans, in fact, to do more productive and creative tasks. What we are also seeing is a desire for a change, right? So desire for better data, desire for better technology. And this is the opportunity to sort out those issues, which has been like bothering us for so many years, right? And now we can think of how people can deliver innovation every day. And I think this is where AI is really helping organizations to getting better and provide better experience to the employees. So here are a few predictions stated by the leading tech consultants of the world. I could just compile most of the predictions and drop them here. Maybe 4 or 5 years down the line, right? What we're going to see is a continuous optimization process, maturity, the optimization process using AI and a lot of features of AI. We are going to think on the lines of how we can automate things, maybe automate approval requests, automate resolutions, automate conversations, and so on. Next point is also to improve the customer experience, right? How AI and an ESM solution can be used to improve a customer experience. What we'll be doing is more in terms of flexible working, not just agile, but how we manage employee satisfaction as a whole, right? So whole business of working remote has completely changed the dynamics of how we work and how we interact with people. Of course, we do realize we can do a lot more working from home, but there are something where we are required to be together and work together from a human point of view, right? So more than a BCP plan, I think we should focus on the social continuity post the pandemic, right? And governance is about doing the right thing for the organizations and business. And that goes in a number of areas. It's not just management or leadership. So we need to get better, understand better. We need more data coming out, real-time data, analytical data that would help us deliver a lot of insights from the data as well. With all this in hand, having said all this, the previous slides, the potential for AI is significant to improve customer experience, to improve service in a better way, what works better for the business with less opportunities for error. So AI can shift the IT workforce and the non-IT workforce as well from repetitive work or repetitive transactional work to innovative work, right? So we can think more on how to solve a customer problem rather than just fixing it, right? And this is not something what we have currently predicted way back before so many years. The father of computing, Alan Turing, had predicted 5 AI elements, right? Learning, you can give missions and information, they can gather and compile and learn. Reasoning, they can make some deductions or research based on some facts. Perception, they can sense things, they can sense different types of information and turn this particular information into something else as well. And problem solving, they can understand a particular situation and proactively solve the problem even before it going to happen. And the last part, the interesting part, is going to be the NLP, where It is not necessary for the systems to gather information in a particular way, but they have the ability to understand natural language. So you give them unstructured data, they can start thinking themselves. Last thing for a change is when we talk about digital transformation, as much as how we are able to transform technology, I would also like to stress upon a point that it is important to realize how much we transform as people, right? Be it in using features like orchestrations or automations, we can get the technology automated. But what we need to transform is as people, probably changing the organization structure, changing the way we work is the biggest transformation what I could see here. So it's not just changing the tools or products you work with, but changing the way we work. On that note, let me flash the first question for the day. So the audience here, please get ready, and over to you, Eugene. Here you go.
Question number 1. Which of the following were one of the 5 AI elements predicted by Alan Turing? Remember, the fastest finger wins. Just type your answer in the public. Just A, B, C, or D. Is it A, sensitivity, B, perception, C, natural understanding, D, analyzing? Congratulations, Alice. You win a 30 ringgit GrabFood voucher. Back to you, Bharat.
Awesome. That's a lot of responses I'm able to see here. Congrats, Alice. And for the others, we do have 5 more questions during this presentation. So the fastest fingers, get ready. All right. Having said about the new normal, let's get on to the space of service management, the ITSM, and AI. All right. Let me give you an example how to understand the relationship between an AI and ITSM, right? Sometime back, so this is an example what I wanted to furnish here, right? So sometime back, I was at a particular restaurant, which I regularly used to visit, right? I noticed the rack of new umbrellas, around 20 to 25 umbrellas, which were stacked in the front of that particular restaurant. That really attracted my attention, and I asked the restaurant owner about them, right? He told me that at that particular time of year, they typically have predicted around 2 nights where there's a heavy rain, right? And they keep this umbrellas because their staff can walk along with the people to their cars after the dinner, right? And he just said that this is all part of the service experience what they want to offer to their customers. It makes people come back, is what he mentioned. That same approach applies to this ever evolving space of ITSM, right? So as an ITSM provider, you can predict that certain situations will occur, like for example, be it in terms of service crashing or any applications needing updates, and you can in fact help people if suppose they forget their passwords as well, right? So if you know what's coming beforehand, you can be prepared. The only question here is when it will happen. And this is where AI and machine learning is going to help you make these predictions. So IT service management, this is not a rule book or a run book. It is not a series of rules what you have to follow, and it does not tell you how to work or anything, right? You have to work that out based on your context. Like for example, a restaurant works out of its own context. Each organization works out of its own context, right? So this particularly depends on how you want to deploy your ITSM solution to your organization, and how you can manage people, and how you can in fact align your businesses that you support, right? And the 5 important aspects what you have to provide with regard to an ITSM, right? So let's say for example, I'm deploying an ITSM solution, and this is going to be my objective, which is broadly your visibility, control, consistency, accountability, and governance. All right. And coming to the interesting part, which is artificial intelligence, I would say gone are those days when artificial intelligence was a mere buzzword, right? So today, AI is transforming our entire lifestyle. AI enables missions to perform a complete range of tasks with minimal human interference, right? Be it in sales, be it in marketing or customer service. AI has revamped, the business process completely. And as I've mentioned here, according to a recent Gartner report, 55% of established companies have already started investing in AI. All right. And the number of AI implementations stood at 10% just 4 years ago. Right. And today it has grown to 37% with a 270% increase. And that is the kind of opportunities each organization is seeing with the help of AI in an ITSM tool. And now let me marry both of them, where let's see how AI and automation can be leveraged in an ITSM tool on a high level, right? So we have the skill-based routing. Let's say you have a range of IT support staff or non-IT support staff in your organization. Each one would be skillful in a particular trait, right? You can have a skill-based routing of your entire help desk process. Self-healing, users need not even raise a particular query to your organization or your support staff. They can have a self-healing process. They can get suggestions. They can get AI-based suggestions for them to, in fact, solve a particular problem, even without raising it as a ticket. Machine learning, machines learn more and more use cases as and when you test, right? And they can reach a point where they can handle an issue independently. Automated test and deployment. Yes, you can automate a process of deploying a patch, deploying an application in a particular mission. And the similar case with monitoring and diagnostics. You can predict a particular server crash and have some measures taken as a before step, even before the incident going to happen. Orchestration. This is again a very important feature. Orchestration would help you in a scenario like creating an Active Directory account, right? So let's say you're using an Azure Active Directory. You don't have your agents to actually do this entire process. Orchestration feature can do this particular step of creating such accounts in your Active Directories. And the last part and the interesting part is going to be the customer support. We have seen organizations requiring a lot of chatbots and virtual agents to, in fact, interact with your customers and at least handle the L1 queries, right? So that is where the customer support through AI is going to definitely help you in. And in the subsequent slides, I'll also be taking you through a deep dive into all these features, right? But with this, again, I'm going to flash not just one question, but two questions back to back. So get ready, audience. Over to you, Eugene, and here we go.
Get your fingers ready. Question number 2. What are the 5 major reasons for organizations wanting to deploy an ITSM solution? A. Service request accessibility, control storing data, visibility. B. Managing processing data, reporting, visibility, access control. And we have a winner who is Sajeev S. Congratulations, you win yourself a 50 ringgit GrabFood voucher. On to question number 3.
Congrats, Sajeev. Over to question number 3. Quite a simple one. Get ready, everyone.
Name the feature that automates the process of account creation within Active Directory. Is it A, orchestration, B, machine learning, C, monitoring and diagnostics, or D, automated test and deployment? We have a winner. Congratulations to Mohammad Nabil B. The answer is A, orchestration. Back to you, Varath.
Awesome. Great. Congratulations, Mohammed, again. Awesome. For the others, we do have 3 more questions. So get ready. And moving on to the next topic, which is the AI-SM, right? This is the jargon which we generally use at Freshworks, right? And I believe this is more relatable as AI has become a part and parcel of ITSM product, right? What I'm going to deep dive now is on specific personas, how AI can leverage in an ITSM tool. So when I say personas, a typical organization would have these 3 personas, where you have your agent, who's your IT support staff or your support team, your end users, which can be your external customers or other employees, and you have your management, right? So let's see a few typical use cases of how AI can be leveraged in each of these personas in making their life simpler. All right. When it comes to agent experience, the first thing you have is knowledge management, right? So when I say knowledge management, your AI can suggest solution recommendations to your IT support staff from the repository or even from the cloud or internet based on the query from the end user, right? So it searches for that particular issue, if it is a recurring issue or it is from a typical L1 issue, right? This can go about searching the answer for this and suggest the agent so that the agent need not break their heads to actually resolve a particular ticket. Sentimental analysis, this is a booming feature currently. Let's say, for example, an end user is really frustrated, the customer is really frustrated with your product, or let's say one of the services what they have, right? Sentimental analysis can judge the kind of sentiment or the mood in which the end user raises a particular request, and in fact do a lot more from an agent side. So let's say the customer is angry, you have to bump up with a urgent priority. Sentimental analysis can do them right away, right? Predictive maintenance, yes, as I mentioned earlier, you need not wait for a situation to happen, right? Both predictive maintenance and proactive change management is going to be like a proactive measure what you can take even before an incident happening. Your IT support staff can predict a particular server crash, or let's say a particular infrastructure item is going down, right? They can take a suggestive step even before the incident actually happening. Asset management, this is one of the most important feature in the current scenario, especially where everyone is working remote. Your support staff need to have the visibility of your organization's assets or your customers' assets, right? So asset management is something where, again, an AI powered technology is going to help you. So your AI can identify what all are happening within your assets sitting remote, right? So we have a lot of features like Discovery Agents, Discovery Pro, which can remotely do this task for your agents. Thank you detector. This is an in-house feature of Freshworks. So let's say you have a lot of tickets coming in, and most of them are already being resolved, or let's say your customer is already mentioned saying, hey, thanks for your support, or thank you for your help, right? Our thank you detector can automatically detect these responses and keep those tickets in bay, so that your agent can focus on what takes his priority for the day. All right. Similarly with the end user experience. So the end user here can be your other employees or your external customers, right? The first thing, personalized conversation. People like to converse, right? In this world, we all like to talk to someone and get the issues resolved rather than just raising it as a ticket, waiting for days, and then going about a solution, right? And this is where chatbots, we have the virtual agents helping out, which can act as your L1 agents in your organization, and they can handle most of your how-to queries. All right. Incident service request, a typical confusion, I would say, which most of the organizations or most of the employees have, right? AI again can understand based on the past tickets or past service requests and classify the ticket saying, hey, this is going to be an incident or this is going to be a service request. So here a service request can be on the lines of requesting for a laptop, requesting for a software installation or an application access, right? So AI can classify and do this task for you. Auto resolution of tickets, this is where the self-healing comes into picture. A particular end user need not even raise a particular ticket, right? So AI can suggest saying, hey, this is something which we already found maybe in the cloud or maybe in the knowledge repository, what we already have. Why don't you check that out, right? And if they're happy, they can give a thumbs up with that particular self-help article, and that is going to help your agent productivity improve, right? Auto approvals, this is a whole lot of approval process which can be automated with AI. So for that matter, we have had customers who go about even 15 to 20 levels of approval process under different departments and different routing, which can be automatically happening because of AI. Right? And the last part is with the management. So AI and management is going to make things simpler for your management to make strategic decisions. You can predict any SLA violations or contract violations, and you can also optimize your workload, right? So you can identify if suppose you need more workforce for your organization, or let's say you can manage with your current service agents predicting the task in hand. Maybe next month this is the number of tickets I would get, and this is how I would like to optimize my workload, right? So all these things from a management standpoint you can do with the help of AI. All right, so with this I'm going to flash the fourth question for the day. Over to you, Eugene.
Question number 4. Name the feature that is part of AI and management. Is it A, asset management, B, workload optimization, C, sentimental analysis, or D, thank you detector? Congratulations, Mr. Lee T. The answer is B, workload optimization. You have won yourself an 80 ringgit GrabFood voucher. Back to you, Bharat.
Awesome, great. Congratulations, Lee. We do have 2 more questions there, so no worries for the others who have typed in their answers. Moving on to ESM, right? ESM is going to be your enterprise service management. To keep it simple, let me not just complicate things here. It is just with a notion of help desk for all, right? So with ever-changing workplaces, organizations are no longer just looking solutions for only their IT teams, but also their non-IT teams, right? So our motto here is to present a help desk for all, catering to all typical needs of other departments as well. All right. So here are a few typical scenarios of how other departments can leverage a service management product. All right. So for that matter, let's say from a HR team, they have queries on the lines of payroll, benefits, or let's say on the terms of workplace ethics or an employee onboarding piece, right? They can have them with the service desk. Finance, let them have any queries with regard to invoices, billing, collections. They can handle it just with the service desk, whatever we have. Legal, maintaining the documents, responding to legal questions. Yes, they can do that. Customer service, which is again a right away product we already have again within Freshworks. So let's say you want to talk to your external customers through various ways, be it in terms of Facebook or let's say an Instagram or WhatsApp, right? You can leverage your customer service team to use this particular feature and get it done. Similarly with sales support, where you can have your demand plan, your demand forecasting, your quote planning, and with your security, you have your security breach identifications, or let's say you have your security articles which needs to be populated for your employees to go through them, right? Or from a facility standpoint, let's say you want to book your workspace, right? Or let's say you want to book your meeting rooms, right? We have had customers who have in fact using facilities and building management for as simple task as a gardening process, right? So you can do them all there. And administrative support, of course, that is going to bridge along with all the departments, what I've mentioned before, right? On this note, I just have a short video to play to you. I thought rather than just going deep dive into all these particular features, a video what we have prepared from Freshworks end can help you envision how your workspace can look like when you deploy this help desk for all in your organization. All right, so over to Melissa to play the video.
In this video, we're going to look at how Freshservice can help in transforming your employees' experience. One of the major problems that companies face when they scale up is that it becomes a great pain for the employees to figure out whom or which team to reach out whenever they face an issue or when they need help. Multiple teams, multiple DRIs, help desk email IDs or portals to remember makes the problem even more worse. With Freshservice in place, Freshservice can be the one-stop solution for all your employees whenever they want to reach out to any team that provides services to them. Now let me show you how Freshservice can help in solving this. Lighthouse is nothing but of a Freshservice portal, which exactly solves the problem that I previously mentioned. As and when an employee lands in Lighthouse, the landing page helps the employees to see the list of apps which are relevant to different teams in the organization. For example, I can reach out to my payroll application by clicking on the finance tab, or I can reach out to my CRM application by clicking on the GTM operations tab. This can also be used to show the list of IT approved applications to your employees. And it's not just the applications. The information vault or knowledge base can act as a single source of truth for your employees. Over here, solution articles, company policies, FAQs, etc. can be clearly fabricated based on categories. For example, if I need to check the list of holidays, I can directly click on the holiday calendar and choose my location. And here is the list of holidays that corresponds to my location. In addition to this, when I need to request for a service from different teams, I can make use of the service catalog. The service catalog is nothing but a list of different teams that I can reach out to and the list of services that has been provided by the teams. For example, I can request my travel team to book my flight ticket just from the service catalog. Now let's say I have queries related to my company leave policy and I need to reach out to my HR team. All that I need to do is to click on the queries service item in HR category and fill out the form specific to it and submit a ticket. This would automatically be routed to my HR team. However, in case if I am lost and if I'm not sure where exactly to go in Lighthouse, I can make use of the global search option. Based on the keyword that I type in, the global search will suggest all relevant line items that I can go ahead with. It could be a solution article where I can get more information, be it one of the previously submitted tickets that I need to refer to, or it could be a new service that I would request for. Hope this will help in delivering wow moments to your employees by giving them a one-stop solution. Thank you for watching the video.
Awesome, great. I hope you would have envisioned how this particular product would look like for your non-IT teams, right? Having said all this, let me directly bump on to the benefits. So when you say benefits of ITSM and ESM being deployed in an organization, first and foremost, of course, you can have a significant cost reduction, unlike what many would think of being a cost addition, right? This is going to help you kind of deflect a lot of L1, L2 tickets. And what I would suggest here is with less number of agents, you can do a lot more, all right? You are going to offer consistent experience for your end users, be it in terms of your omni-channel approach. Let's say you have your phone, you have your chat, you can handle queries from various sources, and you can give them a kind of experience which is completely seamless, right? You have your availability, which is 24/7, unlike your current agent availability. So you can deploy your chatbots, you can deploy your virtual agents who can ensure 24/7 availability to answer your end user queries, right? And proactive ITSM is going to help you make a lot of insights from the previous steps, whatever you have taken, the previous kind of tickets, previous kind of queries, what you had in your help desk. And this is going to help you suggest a lot more to do as an advanced step itself, right? So quickly, we have the next question coming up based on this particular slide. So let me give you a clue there right away. So you have the next question here. Over to you, Eugene.
Question number 5. What is the feature that can be leveraged to ensure 24/7 availability to answer end user queries on behalf of human agents? A, is it proactive ITSM? B, predict SLA contract violations? C, virtual agent? Or D, thank you detector? Let me look at the answers. Wow, this is so fast, I couldn't. Congratulations, Budi. The answer is C, virtual agent. You have won yourself a 30 ringgit GrabFood voucher. Now, before I pass the time back to Bharat, if you're watching us on Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube, you can send us your questions there. I've just been told that we will bring your questions together and have Bharat try and answer as many of them as possible. Back to you, Bharat.
Thanks for that, Eugene. So congrats, Budi, for that wonderful answer. Moving on to the last part of today's session, let's go through a few typical use cases of how Freshservice can help you leverage whatever I have told in the last few slides for you, right? Again, what I have here is a wonderful video which is made exclusively for the current crisis we all are in, right? Where we all are working remote, and how Freshservice is already helping the customers, our existing customers, to leverage the remote working with a BAU, right? Over to you, Melissa.
As workplaces reopen, companies are gearing up to provide the employees with a safe and healthy work environment. With Freshservice's Return to Work solution, simplify your reopening process to induct employees safely back into your offices. The Return to Work app enables you to understand your employees' readiness to return, to ensure the safe induction of employees with screening processes, and to protect employees within the workspaces by provisioning protective equipment. First, with the Return to Work questionnaire, gauge your employees' readiness to get back in an elegant manner. The questionnaire helps you understand your employees' travel, exposure, and health details to help you regulate their entry. When the employee fills out the form, Freshservice's automation verifies whether the employee meets the acceptance criteria and triggers an approval email to the employee's reporting manager. This ensures that the administrators have complete control over who is eligible to return to work. Next, A key challenge for you will be to ensure that employees returning to work don't expose or infect colleagues. Screening the employees during their entry and exit paves way for a secure and contamination-free workplace. With the Freshservice app, empower the security and facilities team to execute the entry and exit screening with simple request forms. Now, with employees back at work, you would want to ensure their safety with the required protective equipment. Provision PPEs seamlessly by enabling employees to raise requests to the facilities team right from your service catalog. And with Freshservice's integrated asset inventory, enable your facilities team to manage and provision PPEs and workspaces like a breeze. Finally, for efficient workspace floor management, get a bird's-eye view of the workplace entry and allocation requests with pre-built analytic dashboards. With Freshservice, prepare to welcome your employees to a safe workplace.
All right. I hope that video would have given you a lot more insights on how we are currently transforming a lot of organizations in the way they work and ensure BAU, right? And I guess there are a lot of questions coming up as well. I'll definitely take them all in the last few minutes, right? Please feel free to drop in your questions in the chat box so that I can take them all in the end, right? So moving on to the typical features of Freshservice, what I had mentioned earlier, right? You have your virtual agent readily available in Freshservice, right? This particular virtual agent is not just with Freshservice. Let's say you're currently using a tool like Microsoft Teams, or let's say Slack, or any other external chat applications you want to integrate with. We readily have a solution where you can deploy this virtual agent, answer to your employee queries, and deflect most of your L1 queries. So this understands the natural language of your employees and goes about populating the solution. All right. And when it comes to your non-IT requirements, or let's say the experience, what you want to offer to your employees, right? I'm sure you would be with a mindset that if it's a service desk, it is going to be kind of very complex to use, or let's say it's very difficult to adopt, right? But Freshworks, not just Freshservice, Freshworks suite of products itself is known for its ease of use and the simplicity with which it is built in, right? So for that matter, this is how a service catalog would look like. So it would be very similar to a Shopify employee experience. So with this particular service catalog feature in Freshservice, you can give your employees such a Shopify experience where you have your categories, you have your service items. All they have to do is just choose the required item. They would get to know the cost. They can know when it's time of delivery, and they can place the request for. And this is not just for the IT teams. You can have customized service categories for non-IT teams. You can allow non-IT queries as well get populated here. All right. Response suggestions. I'll come to this Freddy part later, right? But response suggestions, right? Let's say you have a ticket coming in from your employees. As I called out earlier, we have a feature within Freshservice, which is going to suggest the solution articles for this particular ticket, right? So this is going to help your agents to solve a particular query in a more faster way and a productive way. All right. And you have the field suggester. This is again a very, very important feature which is going to help your agents reduce their manual task, right? So once you have a ticket, I'm sure your agents would be spending a lot of time in bumping up the priority or updating the status, updating the department it has to be assigned to, right? Or even from an admin standpoint, you would be doing a lot of things like that. But with Field Suggester, what our AI capability can do is it can understand the kind of tickets which has come in your last maybe a month or so, right? It can start suggesting fields based on the similar ticket what you receive in future, right? For example, if it's an Apple MacBook request, you have to have a high priority. You have to assign it to a hardware team, right? All such details are going to be auto-filled by our AI bot. All right. And similarly, when your agents want to respond over an email, right? You don't even have your agent to actually search for a particular article for a how-to question and populate it within the mailbox. All they can do is get the Freddy suggestions. You already have your suggestions populated in your mail right away. They just have to send that particular mail reviewing it. Conversational bots, you can deploy your own conversational bots as well, not just the one which we give, right? So you can create a question and answer type conversational bot and answer your end user queries. And when it comes to automations, again, Freshservice is a no-code tool. So it involves zero coding from your admin or an agent standpoint. And this is all you'll have to do in terms of an automation process. So it's just a drag and drop, drag your event, drag your condition, drag your action. You just place it once, it's good to go. So all your subsequent events are handled and this workflow gets automatically triggered. Not just this, the final part, of course, from a management perspective, I'm sure you would be having a lot of requirements in terms of how your help desk is performing, analyze reports, analyze analytics, right? Here again, we have our AI capability where, let's say, you're not sure how to fetch your report, right? You can just ask our bot for your questions, and our bot identifies from the backend and suggests you the response. And not just this, you can configure your own custom reports. You can configure your dashboard data in a more attractive way, present to your stakeholders, present to your C-level suits, and go about scheduling it to their mailbox as well. All right, coming to the last part, I'm just going to end with this interesting video again, which is our Freddy, right? So this is what I mentioned I'd speak at the end. So Freddy is our in-house bot, which has been deployed across most of our products in most of our features, right? So here is just a short video to show you what all it can do with regard to our products. Over to you, Melissa.
Meet Erica. She manages a support team that's 100 agents strong. At the scale at which her company is growing, the issue volume is increasing rapidly. Ensuring her team is motivated and productive to solve customer issues at scale on multiple channels is a problem she's hoping to tackle. Now, that's no easy task. She notices that a lot of issues her agents handle are repetitive, with multiple back and forth interactions. They seem to spend a lot of time crafting responses and juggling multiple tools to resolve them. Issues are piling up. Her customers are dissatisfied with delayed responses, and her agents are frustrated. How can Erica turn this situation around, you ask? Meet Freddy, the best-in-class AI platform from Freshworks. Erica deploys customer-facing bots with the help of Freddy on all channels that her customers love, be it email, chat, phone, WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger. The list is endless. Bots are now the first line of defense for her team, and all the transactional questions are automatically taken care of. The bots detect intent, engage in conversation, and provide resolutions. With instant resolution, customers are delighted, and agents are also relieved of these mundane questions. But that's just half the bridge crossed. Erica still has to help her agents be more productive. Well, Freddy's got her back here too. With Freddy's agent-facing AI capabilities, Erica is able to set up bots to onboard, train, and assist her agents in solving complex issues faster. That's not all. Freddy takes care of classifying all incoming tickets, suggests relevant knowledge-based articles and canned responses, and even helps agents automate processes on external systems with just a click. Erica's team is no longer dependent on multiple tools to deliver exceptional customer service. Now, all she has to do is monitor the performance of her team and Freddy. With faster responses and resolutions, her CSAT scores are better than ever. Her agents are starting to have their valuable time back and are getting productive by the day. It's a win-win. How easy was that? Take the AI-first approach to customer support with Freddy.
This, we are coming to the last part, which is the last question we have from our end, post which I'll be answering all the questions from your chat box as well, right? So the question 6, the last question for the day, I'm going to flash now. Over to you, Eugene.
Question number 6. Which feature of Freshservice would give the employee a Shopify experience? A. Smart Article Suggester. B. Field Suggester. C. Freddy Response Suggestions. Or D. Service Catalog. And the winner goes to Miss Beyondly S. With the answer D, Service Catalog. Congratulations, Beyondly. You have won
I think
yourself.
Eugene, it's Sam, if I'm not wrong.
Oh, is it Sam? Oh, we'll get to that later, okay?
Yeah.
But back to you, Varas.
Oh, yes, no problem. Uh, Great. I think with this, we come to the end of this particular session. Just to sum up what all we have seen the current new normal, how AI and ESM solution can help you sail through this particular new normal with a complete BAU approach. We also saw on how service management as a tool is evolving in this current crisis, and how AI is helping typical personas in each of your organizations, be it an agent, an end user, or your management experience. And we also saw a few typical use cases of Freshservice in how it helps to solve your queries with regard to your ITSM or your ESM problems, right? So I would like to just conclude with the thought that you can definitely kind of improve your customer experience through your ITSM solution and your ESM solution. And it's not just an added cost is how you will have to take it. As I mentioned earlier, this is going to reduce the cost for you in the long run. And the role of AI is definitely to make the life simpler for your customers and agents, right? So maybe rather than recruiting more people for support to increase efficiency, you can train the existing ones. You can manage many more queries than ever before with a just basic training and the tool like Freshservice, right? I hope you found the session really useful, and I would take up your questions right away there. And below you have my contact. You can reach out to me if you have any other additional queries. Now let me just move on to the Q&A section. I see a lot of questions coming in. Okay, question from Mohammed. Is it means that it will help as AI function like predict? Yes. So I guess with all the presentations, what I've done in the last few slides, you would have got an answer for this. We do a lot of predictions in terms of analyzing the kind of data, analyzing the kind of tickets which is coming in, and analyzing even before a ticket is being raised, right? Just by user typing in their query, it can predict and say that, hey, this is what we have found from our knowledge base or from our internet, right? They can go about resolving. Which business environment is best suited for Freshworks? Let me call out Freshworks suite of products is going to be cloud-based. So there's no specific environment which is going to be one of the major conditions for Freshworks. It just requires an internet connection and your browser, right? For a small MSP, would you recommend Freshdesk or Freshservice? Anything and everything with related to an ITSM and ESM capability, it is going to be Freshservice. And we do have our MSP mode as well built in, where you can offer customized portals for your various service providers, customers. Just to call out the difference, Freshdesk is more of a customer-facing tool, wherein, let's say, you have your own products which you have sold to your external customers. Your customers are coming up with maybe a warranty issue, or let's say they have issues with the product. They don't know how to use the product. Let's say you purchase a TV, you don't know how to in fact repair a particular TV, right? All the customer-facing product queries are what is handled with Freshdesk. In a typical IT management or an asset management or a ESM or a IT OM, right? Everything fits into Freshservice. Platform is Freshdesk, Freshservice, right on MS SQL database. Okay, this is something which we can't disclose right away, but on a high level, yes, we use SQL database, right? Is omnichannel support coming to Freshservice? Oh yes, omnichannel in the sense here we have integrations with a lot of cross-functional applications. For that matter, Freshservice can also integrate with Freshchat, which in turn can integrate with applications like WhatsApp, Telegram, any other modes of a user raising a particular query, right? So on that note, it is going to be a custom omnichannel product of Freshservice. For Shopify, who the one that using it and where all those items come from? Is it Freshservice who provides the suggestion? Yes, a very good question. This is where, as I mentioned, you have two ways to go about it. One, you have your Freshservice bot, which can pick up those queries, pick up those service catalog items, pick up your knowledge base articles, and right away flash it there. Two, if not, you want to have some kind of a custom response, right? So as I mentioned earlier, you can build your chatbot on your own and populate the queries based on the question, whatever your employees typing, right? So both the ways are possible for your question. The functionalities we are looking at is on admin access. Are there any role categories with customizable permissions? Yes, we do have custom roles. You can configure your custom roles. You can configure what access they have to have, what access they need not have, right? It's not just with a high-level admin or an agent. You can create your own roles, like a HR agent, or let's say your IT agent. If a HR agent need not view your IT tickets, or let's say an HR agent need not view an asset module, right? You can completely customize based on your own requirement. Again, a question from Sam. Report generations are available, and what file types does it provide? Report generations are available in CSV, PDF, and Excel. So you can download or populate it to your mailbox. How is it licensed? All our products are purely licensed based on the agent count, right? So you can have n number of your end users or your employees using the product. We just charge the license based on the IT support team or your agents who handle these tickets and go about replying to them, right? And yes, we do have a lot of add-ons as well, as in when you require, let's say, if suppose you want more number of features or more number of assets for that matter, you can purchase those add-ons. And for that matter, let me be honest in this particular point. Freshworks believes in transparent pricing, right? I'm not sure about how other websites would offer the pricing, but we have it right away on the website itself, right? So what you see is what you get there. How is the ITSM like software list and hardware assets? So this does not come under ITSM. There's a part of ITAM within Freshservice where we have the asset management, you have your software management, not just on-prem software. We have SaaS software management as well. We have contract management where you can manage your license, manage your warranties, right? So you can have your auto reminders for your warranty expiries and so on. And we have our purchase order management as well with ITAM. How do you charge? What platform does this run on? I think I've answered that question. How do you compare yourself with Zoho Desk, if I'm not wrong, right? Okay, I don't want to take that up right here, but I'm sure going by whatever interface or whatever features I've shown, if you're again a user of maybe a Zoho product, or for that matter any other competitor product, I would leave this to you to in fact find the advantages with Freshservice. But what I'd like to call out here is with Freshservice, what we usually get from our customers is that as a feedback is that the main thing is its ease of use, the customizable aspect of the product, right? And the adoption it gives to your end users and your agents as well, right? So I think from the videos you would have seen how easy and how clean the interface is, how easy for your agent to access a particular ticket and respond to them, right? So yeah. Any other questions anyone has?
All right. So it looks like we are coming to the end of the webinar. We do have one more question for you, Varas, and you have to pick the best question that was asked in the Q&A. Just pick one. Which do you think was the best question?
Okay, quite difficult. I mean, first of all, before picking, I should really appreciate the audience, what we had today. You were a wonderful set of audience, be it in terms of responding to our questions or populating your Q&A. And trust me, you are one of the best set of audience I've ever spoken for. So first of all, thanks for this opportunity and thanks for your interactive kind of session, whatever we had. And Eugene has put me in a fix here. So let me choose one. I think there's this one part which I really liked about a question from Mohammed, where he mentioned the Shopify experience. He had, I would say, he had deep dived into a few other use cases, what we typically encounter, which was again giving me that kind of an awe moment when I saw that question, right? So I think that I would pick as a very good question here.
All right. My apologies for putting you in a spot, Baras. And congratulations to Muhammad Saifirul. You have won yourself a surprise GrabFood, 30 ringgit GrabFood voucher. So as they say, all good things come to an end. Thank you very much for all your questions. My apologies if we did not get to your question. You're free to contact us, however it may be. Congratulations to all those who won the quizzes. We will reach out to you after the webinar to send you your prizes. Now, before you go, I would like your help to please help us to fill out the survey. The link is coming out in the chat right now. It's tiny.cc/fresh survey. I repeat, it's tiny.cc/fresh survey. That will really help us a long way into knowing what content to put out for you guys and whether this webinar was helpful to you. We've come to the end of the webinar, and I wish you all a great afternoon ahead. Bye.